So hi, welcome all. The topic we are left behind is from the year. From here we will explain what happens next. This is a 26 2 into 8 dynamic memory chip, as the name suggests. We can, if you look into the diagram, we can see some stuff like RAS and CAS. What is this? And it seems to be a little confusing. Like RAS, it controls rotor latch, and this will raw decoder, and it's controls cell array. And here same, there's a CAS which is connected to a column address latch, which is connected to a column decoder. As right here there's a raw decoder, like there it's a column decoder, and all it is connected to a sense-right circuit. Just imagine this is a simple circuit as those we had seen in the previous traditional architecture. There was some address line from here, and also some writing sensor circuit line from here. So all this memory was like this. Okay, I think you guys all know, remember that that thing. I will just show you guys. Like there is some memory address. Okay, this was not a good idea. Okay, so this is good. So there's an address coming here, and there's something comes from here. So I think this is all the guys, you remember what that thing. See, it seems like that. Okay, so RAS and CS, it seems to be a new topic, but same. Okay, I mean it will be discussed later. So this is a 16M DRM chip configured in 2M into 8 architecture. Okay, so this is a 4K into 4K architecture. That means 1K is into 2 into 4 1028 spaces, and that's what K means. So that means each row have 4906 cell, and there will be 4906 in the rows. Okay, like I will explain this. There is 4096. I think that's correct. Yeah, 4096 correct. Okay, so 4096 cells will be like this. This is a row, and there will be 0 to 4095. Okay, there will be row index, and from 0 there will be 4095 rows. Okay, so there will be the word 4096 words, and for each word there will be 4096 bit. Okay, so here we are talking about bit. So that's a thing we should remember. We are talking about bits. Okay, there is 4096 bit. So that is divided into 512 of each. Like we know that 1 bit is capable of 1 byte is capable of storing 8 bit. Okay, so 1 byte equal to 8 bits. So like that, 4096 bits if divided by 8 gives 512. Okay, so there is 512 byte of data. Okay, so this is the byte, and this is the bit. Okay, clear? So there is 416 bytes of data there. So as we discussed, there is 1 byte contain 8. So there is 512 bytes of data, and each from 0 to 1, 5111, as we know, addressing space. There will be 496 bits of data. All this is how the data in 16mm DRDM chip is is situated. So for 16 bit of data or 5 byte data in a row, that's the thing I am going to say. So in this problem, in this scenario, what happens is we need 12 address bits. 12 address bits is required to select a row. So if we want to select a row, we need 12 address bits, and 9 bits of data are needed to specify a group. So suppose we are going to select a row. We need 12 address bits. Like we have 4096 rows. So if you want to address from the top to the 4095 row, we need 12 bit of binary bits, 12 bit binary numbers. So address like this. So it's required, and also if we want to specify a group, it's required 9 bits. So totally we need 21 bit to specify a byte. Okay, if you want to specify a byte, what we need the row address and the column address. So we need 12 there and 9 here. Okay, so it seems to be a large numbers, right? We have to implement this on our ground. What happens is there will be 21 bits of lines will be there. Okay, and we can reduce that. How we can reduce that? We can use multiplexers. We use 21 bit reduced to multiplexer with a practical pin of 12 pin. Okay, so we will reduce this 21 bit of line required to a 12 pin requirement. Okay, why 12 pin? The maximum we can up to reduce, that is 12 pin. We can't go below the 12 pin, because if you want to select a row, you will minimum require 12 pins. So we can't go below that. That is a minimum requirement, and we can do it with 12 pin. We can address both the row and the column. So how we can do that? Okay, that's we are going to explain during the read and write operation. Okay, so what happens is we don't here we don't address rows and columns individually. We don't do that like here. What we have to do is we load the row address first, then after we operation we do the column address. Okay, so first row then column, that is the operation here. So how it happens, how it is going, we will see later. So loader, first what I loaded is row address latch. Okay, first row address latch. So the first row address is loaded, and the row address is loaded where that row address is loaded in row address sector. Anything need clarification? So I think okay. So leave it. So RAS means, I think, row address sector. I will clarify it later. So RAS, we will load the row address in RAS. Okay, we will load the row address in RAS. Then what happens? Row address latch will acknowledge with an address. Row address latch will acknowledge, and the responsive row. Okay, so row address loaded, and that row address latch in response of this address the chip memory, and the row operation is initiated. Okay, in which all the cells in a row are readed or refreshed. So I will go for the paint. So suppose there is a address I want to read 10110. What happens is I will go for RAS. Okay, I will load the address on RAS. I think everyone remembers the MAR concept, MAR MBR concept, where we will load the data address. We have to read in MAR, and we will initiate a memory read signal. What happens? Memory go. What happens? We will get the requested content on the data line, right? Regarding the word length. Okay, same concept is going here. What happens is we put the address on RAS, and there will be a read address slash. Okay, I think this name I spelled correct. Okay, yeah, this row address slash. So okay, RAS, then row address slash. What happens is row address slash. I am not writing more. I may be discussing. And what happens is this will go for the memory. Okay, this will go for the memory, and this is decoded. This is decoded, and it select the row. Okay, it selected. Okay, this is the particular row I want to fetch, and it will refresh all the content here. Okay, I think all remembers the refreshing content topic we had discussed earlier. It will refresh all the like all the cells in this row. Particular row is refreshed. Okay, nothing new. All the cells in the particular row is refreshed. So all the cells in the particular row is refreshed. And what next is that's thing. Okay, refreshed. Then the column address loading, column address latch. So remember the picture. There's a CAS below. Okay, so we have this is the address of the column 1001, and where we load this, we load CAS column address Spectre. I think we will confirm later, even the Google Meet. Okay, So we will load this here, and that thing will be acknowledged by column address slash, and column address slash what will do, it will go for the it know the which row is selected, and among that it will select the respective column. Okay, so there will be 0 to 5 1 1, and it knows, okay, this column is selected, so it will send, okay, this if I want to 49, it will take the 49 from the selected row. Okay, this byte will be selected, and I will get this byte output. Okay, so the column address is loaded, and later the decode and appropriate 8-bit signal is generated, as we discussed earlier. And if the signal is a read signal, what happens is the output will be on D0 to D9, that is the data line. This is the data line D0 to D9, so it will be the output. And if we want to okay, so if you want to write the data into there, there will be write operation. What happens is D0 to D7, the data in 8-bit data. So as we know, this is a byte addressing. Byte addressing, that means by 1 byte equal to 8-bit. So D0 to D7, 8 bits. That this information in this line will override that particular cell. Okay, so this information. And the information here will override that particular cell. Okay, so this is the particular bytes, it will be overwritten. Okay, so this happens. I'm just clearing this. Okay, so this is happening there. To ensure the content of DRAM is maintained, we need to access periodically, but we can't do it manually. Okay, we can't do it manually, like we can't, that's practical. We can just think, we can't do like manually go for every cell and access. It's not possible. So there is a refresh circuit there. Okay, what the refresh circuit do is, refresh circuit perform automatically the main okay, what the refresh circuit do is, it performs a function automatically, that this function, I mean not any other function, this function, what function, to refresh the rows. So the entire rows will be refreshed automatically, so we need to not bother about that. So what the advantage is, many chip has an inbuilt refresh circuit in this. Okay, so many of the advantages we are available right now have a inbuilt chip in it. What the advantage of being an inbuilt chip is, the user doesn't even know that, okay, there is an refresh circuit there. We don't want to even bother about that. It will do it is inbuilt there, it will do its duty constantly. Okay, we don't even know that, okay, this is a dynamic chip. Okay, that's like goes continuously, and we don't need to bother about that. That's the thing. And due to high density and low cost, DRAM is used widely. So as we know, high density means high amount of memory storing capacity, and also the low cost. Okay, comparatively cost is less here. That's why we are developed this concept, right? As we started this concept, we had discussed that why we have begun this. Why began this? The static RAM was fast, but it wasn't cheap. It was costly because there are a lot of transistors. So this was to reduce that cost. We had developed this. So that is the advantage. And this is a fast page board. So what is fast page board? That's another thing. It's a not big topic. It's a simple topic. Okay, when DRAM is accessed, 49 cell has been cells on the selected row has been accessed. Okay, so as we know, if we access a row, all the 416 cells has been accessed, but only 8 bit has placed in D0 to D7, right? That's the concept. But if this byte is selected by the column address, okay, as we know, this that byte has been selected by that particular address coming by the decodation of COS, I mean column address sector, and everything like that. Okay, so we can do a simple modification to if it possible to select other byte without selecting the row. Okay, if I want to like select 2 byte, okay, 2 byte, I am going to select 2 byte. This is the row I am selected. Okay, there is other rows. I just don't confuse you all. Just I selected this row, and I selected this byte, and I took the data. If I want to select this byte, what will happen? I need to go for all the procedures from the beginning, right? Go for load the RIS and acknowledge, so it will decode and find this row. Okay, this row is the correct one, and this refresh all this content and come here back again. Like, that's a big mess. I don't want to do like that. Okay, I don't want to go for that. What happens is, we can simply modify like this, and we can add a latch circuit, right? Okay, we can add a latch circuit here, where latch circuit can be added. Latch circuit can be added on the output of sense amplifier, and which means the only the column address need to be specified each time. Okay, only the column address is need to specify. Once the row address is specified, the row address will be loaded to latch, and latch will refresh it. Okay, we need not to go for the row address every time, so it will save our time. So this is fast page mode. That means that we can load the pages mean bytes much more faster. Okay, so that's the advantage of fast mode. The latch can be added on the output sense amplifier, then we need to only column can be just, we don't need to go for the row. Okay, that is the thing. So I think it's all clear about up to there. So just remember the concepts. I think we should go for the synchronous RAM in next video. I will go for the synchronous RAM in next video, then we will finalize that thing. Okay, thank you.